Hey everyone, we're back again with continuing education, and we have another short video. This one, in our continuing education, we're in a chapter in the book of Acts, chapter 20, and we're covering verses 7 through 12. This one is entitled Paul's Final Visit to Troas. Okay, all right, so we're going to jump right into it. In Troas, the believers gathered on Sunday, and Paul preached a lengthy late-night sermon. A young man by the name of Eutychus fell asleep and fell to his death out of the third-floor window in which he was sitting. Paul calmly restored Eutychus to life, and the church resumed its worship service. Business as usual, right? All right, let's do this. All right, so we're going from verses 7 through 12. And upon the first day of the week, when the disciples came together to break bread, Paul preached unto them, ready to depart on the morrow, and continued his speech until midnight. And there were many lights in the upper chamber where they were gathered together. And there sat in a window a certain young man named Eutychus, being fallen into a deep sleep. And as Paul was long preaching, he sunk down with sleep and fell down from the third loft and was taken up dead. And Paul went down and fell on him, and embracing him said, Trouble not yourselves, for his life is in him. When he therefore was come up again, and had broken bread and eaten and talked a long while, even till break of day, so he departed, and they brought the young man alive, and were not a little comforted. All right. So here we go. Then this is a very familiar story too. It's short, but it's it's familiar. It has, and I believe that it has its purpose as well. All right, so here we go. Verses 7 and 8. The gathering of this group was on the first day of the week. This is one of the clearest New Testament references to the church meeting on Sunday rather than on Saturday, the Sabbath. Because Paul and his companions were leaving the next day, Paul had an extended teaching time, talking until midnight. Paul did not want to leave Troas until he had made the most of every minute he had with the believers. The many flickering lamps were candles and lanterns, candles inside of lanterns. The combination of the heat from the candles and the gathered number of people in an upstairs room probably made the room very warm. This no doubt helped Eutychus fall asleep. Verses 9 and 10, Paul spoke on, and Eutychus, likely sitting on the windowsill because of the crowd in the room, sank into a deep sleep. He fell out of the window 3 stories. Luke, the physician, confirmed the fact that Eutychus was dead. Paul went to the boy and took him into his arms. Paul addressed the concerned flock. Don't worry, he said. Then, with those powerful resurrection reminiscent words, he added, he's alive. Verses 11 and 12. Following this amazing miracle, the meeting was resumed upstairs where they celebrated the Lord's Supper, followed by Paul's continuing to teach until dawn. The believers were greatly relieved, basically literally encouraged, and this became a repeated feature of Paul's ministry. All right, so it's just showing again that the power of the Holy Spirit working through Paul, and even to the point where people are like, oh, he fell out the window, he's dead. Everybody's going to start going into chaos and panic. And then Paul's like, oh, don't worry, he's all right, he's alive. And when he showed that he was alive after being pronounced dead, they were like, come on, let's go back and finish what we started. Pick up where we left off. So key thing here, for those people who have written you off for being dead, for being nothing, understand this. Christ can resurrect you at any time and any place and use you phenomenally. So look, continue to study. All right. This is just, it's short, but it's still powerful that, the work of God was not going to be stopped by this young man falling to his death. No. Paul was like, okay, I want to make the most of every minute. The Holy Spirit is like, I'm with you. Yeah, we're going to have a little added extra feature here. He didn't panic. Paul did not panic when even death was right there in their midst from this young man falling out of a window. He kept his composure and was like, because he had that much faith in God, and then the Holy Spirit was like, look, y'all stop worrying about it. He's going to be fine. Watch. He's alive. Are you alive? Or have you let somebody write you off for being dead? And did you accept it? Hey, continue to study at all costs, okay? And I thank God for you and your support. Continue to study. God bless you.